Hello, hello! Happy Christmas! Merry holidays! This is Ed. This is the 8th day of the Rot Gut Review Advent Calendar, and I'm sure to the delight of all of you, I'm once again wearing a shirt. Hey, check out my new hat. It's got antlers. But not only antlers, it also, lights up. That's pretty sick, right? It doesn't actually fit my head. I have a very large noggin, and this might be a children's hat. So, yeah, it doesn't really fit. But I don't care. I think it's sick as hell, and I'm gonna keep wearing it. So yeah, it's the 8th day of Advent, and today when I walked in to shoot this video, I saw what Erica had poured for me, and I knew exactly what it was. Pretty much right away. I think we are basically just dropping all artifice of this being a blind tasting. I think she's just trying to give me shit to punish me at this point. You can tell by the color, this is ridiculously red. There are two things I know of that are whiskey that are this painfully red. One, the Peachberry, Silk, whatever whiskey. I'm sure Future Eddie can tell you what it is. And the other, Hellboy Hellwater, cinnamon whiskey. It should be pretty clear which one's which just by smelling it. Yep. That's fucking Hellboy. This stuff is so gross. Imagine if you mixed Fireball with all that cinnamon syrupiness in with just the worst corn whiskey you can imagine. Just absolutely terrible, unaged, green, ewy, sappy, gross, funky, messed up corn whiskey. That's this. I'm 95% sure she put Buffalo Trace in here, because that's what she's been doing. It's the advent of Buffalo Trace. It's the dawning of the age of Buffalo Trace. We all just gotta live in it. Let's get a sip. Oh, I hate this stuff so much. I hate this stuff so much. It's just so goddamn bad. Hey, but as long as we're talking about devils, let's talk about Krampus. Aladdin Sane pointed out that we probably should have talked about this during the Saint Nick talk, but I didn't really want to, because this is kind of its own topic. Although Krampusnacht falls on the same night as Saint Nick is supposed to come around, between December 5th and December 6th, giving all the good kids candy and presents and shit. So Krampus is the evil goat man who comes around with Saint Nicholas and beats the ever-loving hell out of bad children with a switch made out of wood, or, ash wood, I guess, or whatever, or birch or something. Krampus is probably based on an earlier pagan tradition called a Perchtenlof, where these goat-like spirits were represented by people who would dress up like them and run around like crazy people. So, more or less what Krampusnacht is today, just people dressing up like crazy goat people and running around drunkenly. Krampusnacht was actually banned under the fascist government of Austria back in 1932 because they saw it as anti-Christian. Which seems a little funny to me, because if you want to make pagans look bad, tell children that their god is going to beat the ever-loving fuck out of them around Christmas time. Because that would make me worship Jesus. But yeah, it works for drinking devil juice, because if you look at the Horned God and Krampus and all these old, and satyrs too. If you look at all these old goat kind of demigods of pagan mythology, all of their symbolism was taken by Christians and turned into the devil to make paganism look bad. Why does the devil have cloven feet and look like a little goat man? Because pagans were way into horned gods and satyrs and shit. Right? There you go. So Krampus is this weird mixture of old pagan tradition that's been adopted into Christendom to kind of scare babies, and also just as a reason for Austrians to get really fucked up. Oh, and part of the other thing is that if you want to appease Krampus, you gotta give him brandy, which I think is hilarious. It's like trick-or-treating, except everyone wears the same costume and drinks a lot. So that's cool. Alright, let's drink some of this shit. It's just so bad. I don't know what they're thinking. I think the Buffalo Trace takes a little bit of the edge off, because it's in there. I'm sure it is. I don't taste it, but I know it is. Let's check what's in our festive stocking. Oh look, it's Buffalo Trace. I didn't even, yeah, it's Buffalo Trace, of course it is. She's just gonna keep giving me shitty whiskeys that I've made her drink up until Christmas. And I apparently mixing them with Buffalo Trace. This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. I hope you guys are along for the ride. So until tomorrow, Merry Christmas, Happy Krampusnacht. I don't know if that's the traditional thing to say about Krampusnacht. I hope you don't get beaten by a chain-wearing goat man. I guess. But most of all, happy holidays and stay rotten.